have never once thought of taking on a disciple. You can forget about it." After listening to her story, Wei Zhang rejected her coldly. He even declared, "Even if I rot to death in this forest, I will never take a disciple." Wu Jian had always been too lazy to pay him any mind. Early the next morning, she knelt before his wooden hut and bowed respectfully. "Greetings, master." And then on. She paid her respects to him at dawn and dusk, never missing a day. At first, Wei Zhang was so furious that the veins on his forehead stood out, his face twisted in frustration. "Don't call me master. I have no disciple." Eventually, he seemed to calm down. Why be so stubborn? If all she had was the title of apprentice, she would learn nothing from him anyway. Still, he hesitated to give his formal approval. He had his principles. One night, a violent storm raged. The sound of trees crashing to the ground echoed now and then. Wei Zhang paced uneasily inside his hut. His small wooden house might not survive the thunderstorm. Yet he had no idea what to do. In the dark night, a small, slender figure not far away was forming hand seals, clashing with the thunder and lightning in the sky, seemingly shielding him from the wind and rain. Wei Zhang walked to the window and peeked out. It was indeed Wu Xian. Lightning seemed to be drawn toward her. As she endured agony, all living things around her were protected and unharmed. A sharp, unexplainable pain clenched Wei Zhang's heart. He pushed the door open and rushed out. The wind and rain lashed down violently, tearing his tattered clothes to shreds. He barely covered his lower body and ran toward her. But Wu Xian shouted at the top of her lungs, "Don't come over." Another bolt of heavenly lightning crashed down with a deafening boom. Wu Xian suddenly screamed and collapsed to the ground motionless. Wei Zhang reached her side, lifted her in his arms, and carried her all the way back to the wooden hut. Benefactor, how are you?" Master Wu Xian murmured weakly. "I don't think you'll make it." Wei Zhang's heart sank. Even though they had only met by chance and lived as neighbors for so long, a bond had formed between them. "You're a demon. How could you possibly die?" He shook her gently. "Don't fall asleep. Listen to me." "Don't sleep yet. I'm so tired." Wu Xian's breath was faint. "I'm not afraid of death. I only regret that I never got to become your disciple." "Fine. If you wake up, I'll take you as my disciple." Wei Zhang shouted. Really? Really?" Wei Zhang was terrified. If he was Wu Xian's last hope, he would do anything to save her life. But as soon as he finished speaking, Wu Xian sprang up from the bed like a ka, leaping from the water, kowtowing 3 times with 9 prostrations. "Master, please accept your disciple's greetings." Before Wei Zhang could even react, she added slyly, "You said it yourself. A gentleman's word is as good as a bond." "You can't go back on it." Wei Zhang finally realized the girl had tricked him. Wu Xian had not been fending off heavenly lightning at all. She had been practicing her arts. Forget it. Wei Zhang was both angry and amused. He ignored Wu Xian for 3 days before finally acknowledging her as his disciple. "I have only one condition," Wei Zhang said solemnly before teaching her divination. "Although I have accepted you as my disciple, once you master these arts, you may only use them to help Princess King Ping. No one else." "Why?" Wu Xian asked, confused. "Such powerful magic, why keep it hidden like this? So many stories end in tragedy." Wei Zhang said with a hollow look. "I cannot lie, nor do I wish to let others live in fear." Wu Xian still did not understand, but she was overjoyed that she had finally become Wei Zhang's disciple. -5. After taking on a disciple, Wei Zhang discovered all his earlier worries had been unnecessary. With Wu Xian's natural talent, let alone becoming a top prophet, she would struggle to be in ordinary sorceries. What's more, Wu Xian was playful and restless by nature. She studied her skills diligently for 3 days and then neglected them for 2. He might never live to see her graduate as a proper disciple. Wu Xian spoke of being diligent, yet her words often drifted toward Princess King Ping before she finished. She said something huge had happened recently, something that made the princess too happy to sleep at night. General Meng Yi was returning to the capital in triumph, and would arrive in the royal city any day now. Wuxian, am I growing old? King Ping stared at herself in the mirror, examining her face up and down. Fine lines are starting to show under my eyes. Should I wear this pink dress or this apricot one? When servants brought her gowns, she hesitated. Or this sky-blue one? She danced happily in the courtyard, and ran to the viewing tower every few days to gaze into the distance. Meng Yi truly returned, riding a tall steed, clad in armor and a cloak. Years apart, his tanned face bore several new scars, yet his dark eyes shone even brighter and his sturdy figure stood taller and more heroic than ever. King Ping had meant to step forward and speak to him, but in the end, she hesitated. She hung back among the ladies waiting. Watching him enter the main hall, her heart pounded wildly, as if she had returned to her young teenage years. He had so much she wanted to tell him. She wanted to say she had never intended to kill his wife. She had met him first. Once, when she had accompanied her father on a southern tour, she had seen him outside the Meng family estate. He had been a young hero, slaying several assassins to protect her. Later, her father had sent her away in a hurry to keep her safe. She held her words until the victory banquet. The main hall blazed with light, guests raising their cups and toasting one another. Meng Yi sat on the king's left, drinking and eating heartily, as if the years of Windens and had not worn him down, only broadened his spirit. King Ping's hands trembled as she carried a cup of wine carefully toward him. When a shadow fell before him, Meng Yi looked up. In that instant, King Ping's heart leapt into her throat. King Ping offers her congratulations to the G-general. Meng Yi's smile vanished instantly. Thank you, princess, he said, lifting his cup and draining it in one gulp. He said nothing more. Silence hung heavy between them. King Ping blushed with embarrassment, unsure what to say. Meng Yi stood and walked back into the crowd, as if she did not exist at all. King Ping felt lost and hollow. She realized that, after all these years, seeing Meng Yi again had not lessened her love, it had only made it burn more fiercely. Just as his hatred for her was so strong, he could not even pretend to be polite. King Ping did not linger long between joy and sorrow. She accidentally overheard a terrible truth. King Xiao had recalled Meng Yi because he feared the general was growing too powerful and might travel. Between Meng Yi and the royal family lay the blood feud of his murdered wife. King Xiao even regretted ever letting the tiger roam beyond the borders. This time, he intended to clip his wings and imprison him in the capital for life. King Ping turned pale with fear and fled in panic. She did not know how to warn Meng Yi that the king meant to kill him. Nor did she know if Meng Yi truly intended to seize power. 8 hours' affection could never outweigh the kingdom of Xiao. She knew that even if she killed herself, King Xiao would only sigh and bury her with full honors. But she could not bear for anything to happen to Meng Yi. King Ping rushed to find Wu Xian and begged her. You're a demon. You must have a way to save Meng Yi. Right. Wu Xian was learning divination at the time, so she cast a hexagram bomb for King Ping. This is the can hexagram bomb. Great hardship and danger lie ahead. Wu Xian frowned. It is a sign of great misfortune. Wei Zheng coughed beside her and corrected her. How many times have I told you? This is not can. It is a sign of turning misfortune into good fortune. Your noble man will be safe. You need not worry, princess. Wu Xian scratched her head. H.E.S. my master. Listen to him. King Ping's heart finally settled. -6. It was not long before King Ping grew anxious again. Petty officials at court impeached Meng Yi, accusing him of slaughtering innocent people to inflate his military achievements, using civilian heads as those of enemy prisoners. King Zhao threw Meng Yi into prison without much questioning. A king's favor is as fickle as a tiger's mood. One day you are rich and powerful, the next, you are jailed and your whole clan faces execution. Yet Meng Yi did not defend himself at all. It was as if he had known his fate the moment he returned. The one who had impeached him was his own deputy, whom he had always treated harshly. The man had long wanted to climb over him, and seized the chance to exaggerate the king's suspicions, pushing Meng Yi into hell. King Ping ran to the imperial study and knelt outside the door, begging her father to release him. She knelt for 3 days and 3 nights. The king ignored his beloved daughter completely. King Ping attempted suicide several times, but was saved by her handmaidens each time. Only the day before Meng Yi's scheduled execution did the king visit her. Hail, King Ping and Sahabt. How could I not wish for your happiness? But Meng Yi must die. His influence in the army is too great. If left unchecked, he will kill us all one day. He would never, King Ping screamed at the top of her lungs. His only wish is to serve his country loyally. How could he commit such treason? People change. King Zhao stared ahead, as if hearing the sound of slaughter in the air. When he is powerful enough to covet the throne, do you think he will still remember his oath to serve the kingdom? He won't. He has changed. I know he never will. King Ping pushed him away. Father, you destroyed my happiness. You did this. King Zhao slapped her across the face. On the day of the execution, King Ping slipped past the guards and rushed to the execution ground. She ignored her own safety and ran onto the platform. Kneeling beside Meng Yi, despite the quiet ridicule she had endured, she was still a princess. The executioner and overseer glanced at each other, unsure what to do. Meng Yi turned his head, his eyes complicated. Why? He had made himself so clear, yet King Ping kept risking everything for him. You never falsified your achievements. You never sought to rebel. You are Xiao Seagull. I will protect you. King Ping had never spoken so loudly. Her face flushed from her racing heart, her white robes resembling mourning garments. Ming Yi's messy hair blew in the wind. He asked in confusion. Why me? She was a princess. She had so many other choices. I only love you. A flicker of softness appeared on Meng Yi's stuff. A kneeling face. How ridiculous. His entire life had been controlled by the royal family even in death. She would not let him go. Just as the executioner's blade was about to fall, the king arrived in person. War had broken out suddenly at the border. The kingdom desperately needed able generals. Meng Yi was taken back to prison. In the 2 months that followed, every senior officer who volunteered to lead troops had died in battle. The king ordered Meng Yi to redeem himself through military service. On the day Meng Yi was released, he saw King Ping again. After a moment of thought, he said to her, Princess, Meng Yi will never betray his country. With that, he turned and left without looking back. King Ping stared at his back, her cheeks burning. Wu Xian pulled Wei Zhang to the city gate tower to watch the army depart. Sighing in admiration, Master, you're amazing. He really turned danger into good fortune. Just like you said. Wei Zhang stared into the distance with deep, quiet eyes and said nothing. Wu Xian tilted her head curiously. Master, what is love? Princess King Ping has done so much for me, even though he doesn't love her. Wei Zhang said calmly. A prophet must sever all ties of love and affection. I regret that I cannot answer you. Really? Wu Xian blinked her big eyes. You truly will never love anyone, Master. Never, Wei Zhang said firmly.